should that cost be fobbed off on the general public and made invisible in the market system? We're paying the cost of carbon. We need to put a price on carbon so we can recognize it in the market system. Their cost to health. These infectious diseases, some of them are moving rapidly from the tropics and subtropics into the temperate zones where people don't have the same immunities. Asthma is going up. There are many, many examples. So we're going to bring people together from all over the world, from economists and scientists and doctors, nurses, business leaders, parents, artists. We're going to create a global conversation, and I want to ask the Mashable community, unique as you are, to please take part in this. Help us. We need your help to move this conversation forward. We can win this conversation. And winning a conversation can make all the difference. I remember as a boy growing up in the summers in the South when the conversation on civil rights was won. I remember when one of my friends made some racist comment and another one of my friends said, "Hey, cut it out, man. We don't talk like that anymore." Millions of conversations, not only in the South but elsewhere, made that turn, and the laws started to change. A few months ago, the news media reported a story about two gay men standing in line for a pizza, and some homophobe walked by and made some hateful comment, and according to the reporter, literally every other person in that line turned and said, "Shut up, we don't accept that." We are winning that conversation. Now, there are millions of conversations about climate, and some of them come to a halt when somebody flies into a furor, and you see this division in families and institutions and communities, and it's almost like a family with an alcoholic father who flies into a rage if the word alcohol is mentioned. So the rest of the family learns to keep the peace by never mentioning the elephant in the room. Mention it, speak up, and when these conversations about climate take place, worked up here, and I know I'm kind of overpassed, but this is. I will close, and I'm going to come back and make some remarks later after some of these other folks have talked. But I'll close this by saying the following. I told you about what I saw and experienced with the Civil Rights Revolution in the South as a young boy. When I was 13. I remember being inspired by President John F. Kennedy when he announced that mission to put a person on the moon and bring him back safely in 10 years. And I remember so many people, older people mostly, said at the time, "That's going to be a huge waste of money. It's probably impossible. We shouldn't even be thinking about something like that." But 8 years and 2 months later, Neil Armstrong set foot on the surface of the moon, and Buzz Aldrin did too, and came back safely. The moment Armstrong's boot hit the surface of the moon at NASA's Mission Control in Houston, there was a great cheer that went up. And the average age of the systems engineers in that room that day was 26 years old, which means their average age when they heard that challenge was 18. And today's 18-year-olds are waiting and hoping and are eager for this generation with its hands on the controls and levers and fingers on the buttons of change in this world to take action and take on this crisis. Put a price on carbon. Put a price on denial. Let's solve the climate.